So along with great success, we can have challenges. And sometimes these can seem to be more intense than normal, and they can be seemingly harder to overcome. So if you have been at your worst this year, feeling your worst, wondering what good there is coming into your life, if your life has changed completely, if it has been so unsettling for you, it is improving, and it's improving really from August onwards. And even this month you may see those things happening. And I've got my cards here because I wondered if I would use them. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about when I come and sit in front of the microphone. And so I had my cards, and I've just picked them up, and the card that's on the bottom is the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is dearest wish, dream come true, what you want will come to you. It means whatever you've been wishing and hoping for is coming. So whatever your dearest wishes, your greatest desires, the things that you've been thinking about maybe for a couple of years that you would love to have in your life, whether it's a person, a relationship, a lifestyle, it says that this year all of those things are becoming to come true. And you may see little things that happen. You go, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's something that I've wanted for a long time. I saw for myself, I saw this little ad about chickens, about buying chickens, because I've had this little thing for, I could say about 30 years now, to have my own chickens. And for all sorts of reasons and bylaws, there was no chance of having chickens. And then I had places where you couldn't fit chickens. And, but anywho, so I had an ad that said that I could buy chickens. So I thought that was pretty cool. It brought back that feeling. And it means I could probably go and buy chickens. I just don't know that it's suitable where I'm living at the moment. But look out for those things that you have, kind of wished it would be nice. Be nice if that happened. Our wishes are pretty loose. We just kind of let them flow. We kind of don't expect that our wishes will come true, which means they generally will come true. It may take years and years. Seriously, you might have to be in the right location. You might have to be in the right space in yourself. Relationship, for instance, if you are looking for a relationship, you need to be open to anybody coming in toward you in a relationship sense. You need to be okay with being open, to be friendly, to be accepting of another person, not based on what they look like or your presumed assumption or judgment of them, but based on what do they say? How do they interact? What have they got that's in common with me? And put no expectation on it. If you're looking and hoping for a relationship, just go, okay, so getting used to talking to someone of the opposite sex or of the gender I'm looking for. Just getting used to talking to somebody freely in an easy conversation. That's what I'm seeking first. And then a friendship. Just looking for somebody that can be a friend. Just looking for somebody that can be a companion to me without taking it to the relationship, because looking for a relationship is a big step. And you may be putting up little unconscious barriers and maybe feeling a little uncertain, maybe feeling like you wouldn't really know what to do and how to start in a new relationship. If you are just open to meeting your divinely perfect person, your divinely perfect person is your perfect match. They are someone that can show you to yourself. They are accepting of you in all your physicalness, and we have good physicalness and not so physical goods. We also have, good behaviours and not so good behaviours. And if you have somebody who can tolerate whatever mood or behaviour, and I'm not saying you ever have to put up with anybody's bad behaviour. That's when it's injurious to you, you simply don't. You simply cannot. But you do find ways that you remove yourself, you protect yourself, you look after yourself. And then you can address it. If somebody's behaviour towards you is aggressive, sometimes you have to back away and let that person calm down first. We have a defence mechanism. So if you are in a relationship, or even if it's a work situation and somebody is being bullying or aggressive toward you, immediately you will find that you are starting to feel things inside you which are reactive, which are perhaps defensive, and even maybe aggressive toward that person. All of these are defensive aspects. If you also then protect yourself from your own behaviours, you can take yourself away from the situation. You can give yourself a chance to calm down. And then you can also look at, how do I want to approach this? How do I want to address it? How many times have you reacted and then later on you've gone, I wish I'd said this. I could have done this. I wish I'd dealt with that in a different way. That's why you sometimes say nothing and just take a step back, give yourself time to process all of what's been directed toward you from a person or a situation. Because then you can address it more rationally, more in a way that's in line with your true self, with your values and your morals as well. And it's a hard thing to learn. It's a matter of us controlling us. We cannot control a situation. You cannot control the person that is attacking toward you, but you can control how you respond. And there is power and empowerment in being able to respond in the way that you truly feel authentic about. And yes, there are some situations where it calls for your immediate reactions, your immediate attention to it. There is a theory, and I can't remember the exact theory, but it follows like this. If you are walking along the street and you are held up at knife point with, give me your money, whatever, you can't just say, please leave me alone, because will they listen? No. So there is a theory that you meet a person at the level that they are vibrating, sounding, behaving. And so in the case of what I was talking about, walking along, maybe being accosted at knife point, aggressively asked for your money with aggressive stance and everything, is to be aggressive back in the way of maybe no, leave me alone, or just get out of here, leave me alone. If you meet a person at the same point that they're at, it can pretty much make them pause And then the theory is that what you do is you match them. So once you match them at that top level of aggression, of force, of assertiveness, then they will pause. When they pause, you can bring it down a notch, down a notch, down a notch. They come down a notch, down a notch, down a notch as well, until there is a parting of the ways, a giving up on either side, generally of the aggressor we're looking for to give up. But it's about meeting somebody at the level they are vibrating and bringing them to a better level of vibration. Because to go from aggression to peace is too big a step. So saying, like I said, something in a victim way, leave me alone, not going to, soft tone, not going to work. Aggressive tone, leave me alone, go away. Maybe Granny's swinging a handbag, could come as a surprise. It could come as a shock, because a person who is being a bully is expecting you to be the victim, meek mouse, in your reactions. Walking away gives you time. Standing there and going, not okay, back off, also is another method. So reason is I told you two different methods. I tend to have fire in my sign. So sometimes if things are sprung upon me, there is fire that comes straight away. And then I back off, or then I do something different. It is, however you do it is your way. However you deal with things that would be your focus to create peace in the end, that's the way you deal with it. If we keep sort of being aggressive, we are just encouraging another person to be aggressive. If we're not toning it down, if we're not being reassuring, if we're not calming things over a period of time, we can be escalating it, and we can be making it a whole lot worse. Look at what you're doing. Are you escalating a problem by what you say and what you do, or are you actually improving it by what you say and what you do, and calming it by what you say and what you do? It's a choice, and it is something that you have absolute control in controlling the direction it goes in. You can't fix it. You can't fix the person. You can't stop the person from being a bully, but you can control it and direct it into the stream that you want it to be following. Aggressive is just chaos. Who wants that, really? I don't know. Calmer, more rational, where things can be talked about and spoken about. To me, that makes a whole lot more sense. So I love the fact that the Nine of Cups is showing itself as your dearest wish will come true. Look for the small ways, but it could be in big ways as well. It's a little bit like identify all of the positives. That's the easy way to say it. Identify the positives, because then you'll see more positives. And you know, there is a space that you can go into where everything is bland. There's neither negative nor positive. It's just very bland. And nothing seems to show up. Nothing seems to stand out. So then you use your memories of the things that you enjoyed when you were a child that maybe were just fun, were just silly little things that were just, I don't know, things that put a smile on your face when you were young. And I get that sometimes our childhoods can be dramatic and traumatic, but they have taught you, moulded you. They've actually moulded you to be the you that you are today. And they were your teachers, they were your learning places, they were your schools. They had the greatest teachers. You chose your teachers, by the way. You chose your mother and you chose your father to be the teachers that they were. Their role in yours as a parent, is to teach by example, teach what you know and what you've learned. And this is where we have lost a little bit when I say about the generational thing, because what your grandparents learned as useful and important, in a lot of ways those things have been disregarded these days and forgotten. And that's why I encourage you, if you are older, if you are of the older generation, please, it doesn't matter if you've never done it before. Your life, your history, your experiences are rich. They're valuable. They will be lost once you have gone, and the world will be the poorer for it. The world will be the poorer for it because we have already lost a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of wisdom. Where is the wisdom in a lot of things that are done today? It's hard to find. You have a lot of wisdom if you are older. You have learned it the hard ways. You've been through some extraordinarily tough life experiences that these younger generations have no clue about. They have no way of knowing about. They can't be blamed for it either. But they can be educated. They can be given a share of that knowledge to enrich their perspectives, their lives, their decisions, and everything that will enrich their experiences going forward. And this includes relationships, because there is a dynamic in relationships modern day that I find is quite different, and I feel very strongly for the male. And maybe we're not supposed to talk about gender, but I am talking gender because that's my generation. And in this case, the male always was the protector. He always was the provider. He knew what his role was. And if you are a male today, you have a partner, or you will have a partner, and you will see that they are capable of all of those things. And you may wonder where you fit. You may wonder if you add to the relationship. Yes, you can share in the relationship, and I'm all for that, because then you get chance to share in the experience of closeness with children that your forefathers never got to experience because they were out working, providing. And it is an aspect, though, that at some point as a male you may miss that sense of, so what do I bring to the table that is different? What is my true purpose in this relationship, this family? And you may find that you struggle at some point because there are so many stresses, so many problems, and where are the resources? Where are the answers to the problems that you personally experience with dealing with all of these things? There are resources out there. I encourage you to open up, listen to other males on YouTube that are maybe having similar problems, or even, start something yourself. Just put it out there. So what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? I'm not feeling satisfied in my life. Things aren't working out for me. I feel like it's Groundhog Day every day. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. All the stress of paying the bills. What is there for me in my life? And if you're feeling like that, then put it out there so that other males know that you are struggling, because then you guys can talk to you guys. And I get it. You're not really like sharing your problems because you are supposed to fix your problems. But we're in a modern day. The problems you've got today are not the fixable ones where you can just put a couple of pieces together with a hammer and a nail. It's more complex than that. These involve your emotions. They involve your thoughts and your feelings and how to apply those. So, yeah, if you are going through, anyone out there, any type of difficulty with your partner, whatever gender, if they are struggling, if they are explosive or badly behaved or just being horrible in general, could you stop? Could you look at what really is going on with them? There is something about all of us that we react, we express, we act out when we are stressed. Stress is because we are feeling afraid of something, and there is no weakness in feeling fear. Fear was instilled in us so that we survived. And stress is that kind of like little motivator that says, hello, this isn't working, do something, change something. If you can't do something, then definitely change something, not everything. You do not change everything all at once. It is too much for any person. It is too much to process. So you change one or two things, and they can be small things you change. You can change the time you get up in the morning so that you have more time during the day, or that you just allow yourself 10 minutes, half an hour that you can just sit in peace at the beginning of a day or at the end of a day or halfway through the day. Just even doing that can help relieve pressure and stress. You can listen to music. You can read a book. You can just go and sit in the sun and pretend you're on holiday. And I get it. Your mind doesn't stop. I get that. The mind needs to be trained to stop. And it never stops anyway. But the mind can be quiet. It needs to be trained in a way where it's okay for 10 minutes. I don't have to think about anything. I give myself permission to sit here for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. I've often said going to the toilet is a space where we connect with that energy that created us in the first place, that energy of inspiration, ideas, solutions, realizations. It happens automatically when we are in that little room on our own, and we don't think about it. But if you are mindful of it, if you go, right, I'm going to go do my business and I'm going to have peace and time out, water underneath, light above, you are connecting with the flow of creation. It is automatic. It happens every time. How many times have you been and not thought about anything, and you've come and you've gone, oh, I need to do this, or you've got an idea about something, and then you just go off and do it. If you are conscious about it, and if you go, right, I'm just going to give myself space and time just to breathe, not to think, just to do my business, have a bit of quietness. If you do that every time, you will be amazed actually what pops into your mind. And these will be things that are of importance to you, relevant right now in your life to you. And maybe answers that you haven't thought about or haven't had for something you've thought about, a while back, a long time ago. It is just one simple, easy thing. It's one simple, easy thing. Remember this, you are in control. And I understand we can feel that life is controlling everything. But in the moments when life is controlling everything, in the moments when there is chaos, there is also peace. And it's the peace that, taking a breath, that you are looking for. It gives you a break. It gives a chance for a new perspective. It gives a chance for things to settle down. Relationships are the toughest. Look beneath your partner's behaviours. There is something going on with your partner. There is something deeper that is troubling to your partner or that person. If they are acting out, if they are being more difficult than normal, they have problems. And it's not you that's the problem. Even if they're blaming you, oh my darlings, if they're blaming you, it is not your problem. They are simply wanting to offload some of the weight that they are carrying, some of the stress that they are carrying. It has become too much for them. If it is coming out of them in behavioural ways, it is too much. They are at breaking point. And you do not want that person to break, no matter how badly you may feel about them. Because if you've ever been broken in your life, you would not wish that on any other living human being, whether you knew them or you didn't know them. So, patience, walking away, having a breath, coming back to the situation. After you've had a chance to kind of look at, why are they like this? What's going on with them? And it's not about you. You might think it is, but it's not about you. It is all about what they're dealing with internally. And some of that can come from past relationships. And they're feeling like things are on rocky ground and they're getting nervous. And their nervousness means that they are maybe trying to push you away unconsciously to get it over with because they fear it's coming. They fear that things are going to be changing, and so they want to be in control and they want to kind of stop it from happening. There are a lot of reasons why our people in our lives act out, and it is never about what you think. So I implore you to engage in the kind aspect of your being, of your heart, that is you, that is the true you, and just to look at, okay, I'll deal with what they've thrown at me, on my own, and I'll look at what is going on in their lives that might have caused this, in our relationship that might have caused this. Is there anything I can actually do that might help kind of like calm things down a little bit or alleviate that problem? And maybe I just do it without telling them about it. Sometimes if we say we're going to do this or do that, it's words that don't resonate. It's actions that speak louder, and the words kind of fall flat or don't get heard. And you can think, well, I said that. It didn't make any difference. That's right. Sometimes we just have to do something and keep doing it. And at some point, you will see the difference it makes. It may not be immediate. Patience is one of our biggest assets when it comes to any relationship with any person in our lives. And I'm Gail. This is Radio Hawke's Bay. And on that note, have an awesome day. Have an awesome couple of weeks. I will see you again for the beginning of September. It goes pretty fast. If you want to have a personal clairvoyant tarot reading, to be in contact with your loved ones, to access a past life or an ancestral life, whichever way you relate to it, you can contact me for a one-on-one session on 027 4166 545 and have an absolutely fabulous couple of weeks, even if you just spend time with yourself in reflection, thinking about what little thing you could do today that nurtures you, nourishes you, gives you kindness to yourself. The more kindness you give to yourself, the more you will get from others. Take care.
This program was produced by and first broadcast on Radio Hawke's Bay, your community access media station. Thanks to New Zealand On Air for making this type of programming possible.